the story of the Fordson. Why do we have a Fordson and how did this come about? Well, my son, who's sitting over here, read about a Fordson collector in a tractor magazine a few years back, and then he got an assignment at school to write a letter to someone. We thought maybe he'd pick a grandparent, but no, he decided to write it to this Fordson collector. So he wrote the letter. A while later, the Fordson collector actually called us and chatted with us, and they did kind of the pen pal thing a little bit, sent some pictures of the collection and that sort of thing. And then after a while, we didn't hear back. Got a phone call. It wasn't from the Fordson collector, but from one of his kids. And what we didn't realize until a phone call was that the Fordson collector had passed away. He wanted my son to know that he had passed. He'd gotten sick. And as part of that, because of the letter and letters, I guess really, and my son's interest in Fordsons, they wanted to have us come and pick up a Fordson. So the Fordson that we got was pretty much complete, however was not running. And that was by intention, so that my son could have the experience of figuring out how to get it running and would appreciate it more that way versus one that was, running and you just need to put gas in it. So he and I have been going through a learning experience of how does a Fordson run and what are these buzz boxes and how do they work and all sorts of things like that. So we're having a hard time getting this 1925 Fordson started, hand start only, hand crank. So we're checking to make sure all the spark plugs are sparking properly. So I'm pulling each one out individually and setting it up to make sure it's got spark. First one was good, so now we're on to the second one. Anything? Spark plug not working. Could be something else, we don't know for sure. But remember that one, we ain't getting anything on, okay? Mm-hmm. Look at the gap. Look at the spark plug gap. You know what a spark plug gap is?
No.
Spark plug gap is between this thing here and this thing here. There's supposed to be a certain gap.
Okay.
And it's almost solid. And this is also not wet, so it wasn't getting gas to this one. They say they use Motorcraft F11 and .025. Model F. Should not be greater than 1/3 of an inch. One-third of an inch. Okay. Now because that's been basically solid, we're going to clean it here to help it have an opportunity to actually sparky. There. Here's that. Shut off on the gas. So it could actually start, unintended. What happened?
Oh, it's hot. Start it near the start.
Is it still there where it should be?
Yeah. It's sparking.
Okay. Gas is on. Ignition.
Wow.
Come on, baby. but it's probably something with the, I don't, it might be the communicator. We could take, it's annoying, we could take a spark plug out and test and see if it's a spark plug or if it's that. The coil seemed to be fine before, but you know, if it's that one, I don't know if I could. I've got a spark plug tester, but it doesn't work so good for this setup here because this is different. Yeah. That noise, is it backfiring or what?
I don't think it's backfiring. That's
So it's
firing.
firing on one. Okay. Yeah. Getting weaker. Gas tank doesn't leak so far, so that's good. Put some gas in it. Thought we were good, then found out that the sediment bowl shut-off valve doesn't shut off properly, so we were flooding the carburetor to float. It was okay, but you know, after a certain number of days it doesn't hold, so we went and bought this brass shut-off valve in here, and trying to keep with brass and that sort of thing versus going to a rubber hose, so we've had to put a bunch of adapters in here and dealing with some leakage. So you can see this connection right here is still leaking just a little bit, so we're getting ready to take it back out and put some sealant dope on it and see if we can get it stopped dripping, and then we'll have the gas line shutting off again. We cleaned the carburetor and got that set pretty good. We've checked and we've got some sparks in most of the spark plugs. Last time we checked, spark plug number 2 didn't have spark, but 1, 3, and 4 were sparking. So we took the cover off of the communicator and cleaned it up. It wasn't real bad, but it wasn't perfect. So we also took off this air breather hose so we can get in there and make sure the choke's moving like it should. There's another baffle right behind here to make sure that it's moving like it should. We're missing a piece here where you can set the throttle, so we just keep playing with that a little bit. And the we've got a battery hooked up to it to give it the spark because the magneto is not providing spark to it, so that's okay. And now we're getting ready to try it again after we clean the communicator and see what happens. This right here is the communicator. So it's got a roller on a shaft and it turns, and it's basically a brake contact sort of deal. So it's got 4 pistons, 4 plugs, right? So it's got 4 spots on that communicator, and it'll make contact with that roller, and that's what provides the spark out to the proper spark plug at the proper time. So this is the battery hookup here because the magneto is not working. So we're going to hook this lead up to the battery. Buzz boxes are going to start buzzing, and I'm going to start cranking. There was something. Choke it no more.
Did we blow a hole this time?
It's backfired. This is a coil pack. We took all 4 coil packs out of this tractor here. Same type of coil pack as what's in a Ford Model T car or truck, I guess. Anyway, it's basically got a real simple set of points and goes back and forth. You get electricity, comes in the bottom, goes out this stud here over to the communicator, think like timer or timing setup, and then comes back in. Should see some arcing or should buzz when you've got good electricity going through it. This one's got a problem where we're not making good connections, so I took this top piece off here and did a little cleaning on it, and then put it back on. So we're going to test it out and see if we made any difference or not, or what's going on. Tester grounded properly. So we got electricity here, got here, got here. So now we need to get it where she's buzzing over there. So we're gonna run through with the communicator because there shouldn't be any juice coming in. Oh, that's got juice there. Huh. Interesting. Maybe we actually have it on there. All right, so we're gonna turn it over and see what it does.
Woo! We got Sparky! Woohoo! Woohoo! 2. 4. 3. 1. That is a firing order, ladies and gentlemen. Break. We had some fire, boys! Woo! All right. Wait a minute. I shouldn't be buzzing. I should not be buzzing all the time. Okay, that's good. Okay. Whatever that was, it was short-lived, so that's all right. I don't know if I need to choke or not. Come on, baby girl. Come to Papa. Let's go back to half choke. Hang on. Let's put this back in here. Shut off the choke for a minute. Yeah, choke. Break time. Okay, we still got to figure out where that throttle's at. We got to do a little bit of research on how to properly run this booger, because there's a timing thing with the communicator, and then there's this deal here that should be with the throttle, and I'm not sure how to like throttle it down, you know, idle versus high. It was kind of running at high, and you can adjust the communicator, the timing, and that's supposed to make it run leveler, but if you do it too much, you can rev the motor too much, you blow the motor. So didn't want to do that. So we got to read the book again. We have moved forward to it's alive, it's alive. Yes, sirree, Bob. Gas on. Go back to half choke.
know, one of the things that really touched the collector was when my son was young or younger, and was interested in Fordsons, and that really also had an impact on him, that it wasn't just older folks that were interested in Fordsons, but the upcoming generation, that there were folks that were also interested in the older stuff. And then when his daughter called to let me know that he had passed, there was a lot of emotion in that call, from both sides of the phone call, and at that point she also shared again how much the letter meant to her father. So you just never know what you do and how much of an impact it'll have on someone.